Hello YouTube, I hope you are all well and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing Ridley Scott's 1982 cult classic Blade Runner. There are 7 versions of this film and I have chosen to explore the director's cut, which was released in 1992, and it is a favoured version amongst many of Blade Runner's fans. The initial version of the film divided opinions, and even Ridley Scott was disapproving of the offering. He disliked the editing and claimed a critical scene had been overlooked. The director's cut is a more refined version, and I think it is an extremely stylish film with a captivating plot, and it certainly is idiosyncratic. So I shall just jump straight into my review and I hope you enjoy it. Blade Runner is rather unique, as although it sits comfortably in the science fiction genre, it also has a contextual film noir twist, which on paper could sound bemusing, but in fact the two styles merge to create a powerful cinematic experience. Ridley Scott's Blade Runner is based upon Philip K. Dick's enormously popular 1968 book entitled Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? It is a dystopian science fiction novel set in the future where the majority of animal life has been obliterated as a result of nuclear war, and owning a pet is synonymous with empathy. The book's protagonist has a robotic sheep. Hampton Fancher and David Peoples were Blade Runner's writers, and they utilised Philip K. Dick's anti-utopian theme for the film, which is set in 2019 in Los Angeles. The opening scene summarises the situation well, and the viewer is informed that the Tyrell Corporation had created biorobotic androids, or replicants as they are referred to in the film, sometime in the 21st century. These replicants are identical to the human form, and we are told that they surpass humans in their physical capabilities, in addition to being intellectual equals to their creators. The synthetic humans, or replicants, are called Nexus models, and Nexus 6 models have been created and used for a myriad of tasks, including slave labour, and the human race have colonised other planets for them to work on. A group of Nexus 6 models had previously revolted and engaged in mutiny with their human counterparts, and this led to their prohibition on Earth. Blade Runners are specialist police officers whose modus operandi is to shoot to kill if a replicant is detected on Earth. The opening scenes of the film are visually very impactful. Ridley Scott took inspiration from his hometown to create a smoke-billowing industrial scenescape, which is perhaps a comment on environmental destruction. There are reams of powerful imagery in this film, and for me personally, there is something of Fritz Lang's Metropolis about it. The Tyrell building, for example, is both futuristic and ancient. I thought it looked like a pyramidical circuit board. The story, as we already know, is set in 2019 LA, and a disenfranchised ex-Blade Runner called Deckard, played by Harrison Ford, is hoisted out of his retirement and summoned to his former boss, who divulges that there are some escapee replicants on Earth who must be annihilated. It is intimated that Deckard was successful in his career, hence why he was perceived to be the right person for the job. He is under duress in a really vague way, so he resigns himself to his pressurised mission. Deckard is shown a video of something called a VK test, used by Blade Runners, and these are based upon emotional, empathetic scenarios. The answers can separate humans from replicants. The footage shown to Harrison Ford's character depicts the test subject, who is a replicant. He panics, realises his responses will confirm his identity, and kills the Blade Runner. Deckard must murder this replicant and the other escapees. The reluctant ex-Blade Runner is dispatched to meet Tyrell, the inventor of the replicants, and Tyrell is so intrigued by this VK test that he subsequently introduces his assistant Rachel, who is played by Sean Young, to meet Deckard. Begrudgingly cooperative, he indeed tests her and discovers that Rachel is a replicant who believes she is human and has been fed fake memories. Rachel is understandably distressed by this. Privately, Tyrell confirms this to Deckard and we see further on in the film Rachel actually attempting to gain some validation. She tries to prove that she had a childhood and, normal childhood memories, but these are nothing but artificial ones. Deckard is clearly fascinated by Rachel, and the viewer sees his empathy for her increase, and this turns into feelings of romance, which become mutual. His feelings for Rachel are conflicted with his duties, and Deckard, who is an empath naturally, begins to sympathise with the replicants. The viewer is introduced to the replicant ringleader, for the want of a better expression, Roy, and his love interest, Pris, played by Rutger Hauer and Daryl Hannah, respectively. Both are on a mission to extend their limited lifespan, so they set about trying to find some sort of panacea. Pris discovers Tyrell's genetic designer and taps into his loneliness in a very humanistic, Machiavellian way. We are taken to his apartment belonging to Sebastian the designer, and in one of the most sorrowful scenes, we discover that he is also a toy maker who has tragically befriended his creations. Sebastian's character is heart-rending as he is vulnerable, and so he is easily manipulated by Roy and Pris. They convince him to take them to see Tyrell. The meeting does not go well, as I'm sure you can imagine. Roy asks for a longer life. His request is denied by Tyrell, claiming that it would be an impossible feat. Roy subsequently kills him, and later Sebastian is found dead. Roy is very much aware that his body is diminishing and returns to Sebastian's apartment, where Deckard has killed Pris. A cat and mouse chase between the two characters ensues, and the constant pursuit reaches its climax, which is touching and unexpected. It is followed by arguably the most famous scene in the film, and the metaphor of a dove is featured. I won't give away the ending in case you haven't seen it, but it is a pleasing one. Blade Runner is iconic for a plethora of reasons, and even Vangelis' soundtrack is famous. It complements the viewer's cinematic experience, as it is varied and enigmatic. The synthesizer reminds us that the music is very much of the era, yet it still feels entirely modern. There are several metaphors in the film, and one which stood out for me was the use of the unicorn. Deckard daydreams of a unicorn, which possibly represents Rachel. In Philip K. Dick's book, people who own pets were deemed to be the most empathetic, so I did wonder if it was alluding to his emotional intelligence. Despite Deckard being a burnt-out man, his currency is his emotions. I think that the unicorn could represent his desire to run away Rachel, but who knows? Many Blade Runner fans feel that Deckard himself is a replicant, which is in part logical, as he has simultaneous understanding and sympathy for the replicants. Yet, this doesn't explain his long lifespan. So, when I researched this film for my review, I found out that Sean Young was Ridley Scott's ultimate version of Rachel, despite her being an unpopular choice behind the scenes. Sebastian's apartment was actually the Bradbury Building, a very famous Los Angeles landmark. Ridley Scott nicknamed Hampton Fancher Happen Faster, as he was becoming frustrated with Fancher's slow pace of writing. Fancher actually had concerns for the environment, and he promulgates this message throughout the film. It does explain the consistent silent dialogue of destruction. I think the message smacks of human arrogance in our perseverance for technological advances. Moreover, there is the ever-present anti-consumerist undercurrent. It is an intelligent, politically aware and memorable film which deserves its illustrious status. Many feel it is Scott's magnum opus. I shall be back soon with another review. Please let me know if you have any film requests or ideas or any feedback about the film. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up and click on the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.